All right, welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in. You are watching the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro Tour Stop at Bristol Classic here at Borderline Billiards in Bristol, Tennessee. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, so thank you for tuning in. This is our first match on the feature table. This is going to be table number 15 if you choose to follow along on the digital pool brackets. Got Lissette Fernandez versus Charlie Simpson. This is a race to 6. These ladies are currently just warming up. I just wanted to let you guys know that we are live. If you could take just a few seconds to share it out to all your socials, we'd really appreciate it. If you're fans or friends of these ladies, make sure you tag them in those social media content. Hi, Jason Money in the stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. Looks like we've already got some people jumping in. I know a lot of people are pretty excited because, if you're watching the Hanoi and any of the Predator events, it's all in the middle of the night. So you get up in the morning and you maybe watch the tail end of a match and then you want to watch more pool, right? So that's what we're here for. We're here for that moment when you want to watch some more pool. All right, so we're going to let Charlie's the one shooting at the moment. We're going to let her finish out this rack and get warmed up, and then I think these ladies will lag for the first break. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hi, Michelle Griffin, WPBA board member, already in the chat this morning. All right, guys, give me just a second. I'm going to step away. We're going to let them get things rolling, get warmed up. Looks like they're going to get a drink. They're taking their time. I'll go down and let them know that we're live and ready to go, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. All right, everybody, it looks like we are back in action. The ladies have lagged for the first break. They are playing with the 9 on the spot. Which is going to be new for some of these ladies. We're going to see probably a little trouble on the break side, to be completely honest with you. I think some of these ladies are probably going to struggle. I don't know how much they technically play with this break rule. We did post it in Pumble, which is our group chat, amongst the players for all WPBA events, including the Semi-Pro Tour. So these girls they did know, so that hopefully they've had some time to practice it because we all know that the 9 ball in the spot is a different break. It's definitely a different break. So it looks like they're working it out. They are using template racks. I believe it's the perfect rack, but I'm not sure. Do they use Outsville for this one? I'm not sure if it's the perfect or Outsville.
Red, black, and blue. Go with that one's cold.
Oh, there's different ones. Perfect. Both of them can make them custom. So we'll see when after they break the balls, I'll be able to tell you guys what rack they're using. All right, so it looks like Charlie Simpson has won the lag. She's going to be breaking first. All right, nice solid break. The cue ball kicks the 1 out of the side pocket. She doesn't end up making anything, but she does get good spread on the break. A little unfortunate she doesn't pocket a ball, but I'm sure Lissette will be happy about that. She's got an opportunity to the table. I do not know. It doesn't look like they've put the ladies on a shot clock just yet. They are available. We have 2 shot clock timekeepers here. Staff of the WPBA, of course, my husband, Bob Raymond, and Michael Ishibashi are both on site if necessary. I'm not going to lie, I did ask for a timekeeper on the feature tables. I did. I know that that's not nice of me, but this is the nature of our tour, and what we're doing here with the Semi-Pro Tour, what Janet's hopes are, is to build a more successful transition into the WPBA with the top stars of our game. So, you know, having the shot clock is very common for us at the WPBA. So I was not opposed. I didn't feel even a bit sad about asking to have one on the feature table. All right, so Charlie does. I think she was attempting. I don't know if she was actually trying to pocket that ball or if she was attempting to play the safety, but the 1 caught the point. And Lissette's going to come to table with a clean look on the 1. She'll be cutting this into the left side pocket of your view. Well done. Gets a nasty bump on that 7, and now she's underneath it. Don't know much about either of these 2 ladies, so I'm not sure how comfortable if Lissette can jump or if she prefers kicking. All right, so she's going to kick 1 rail underneath it. She doesn't hit it. She catches the 3 instead. Good morning, whoopsie daisies. There is not a tournament. This is well, it is a tournament, obviously. This is the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro event. This is sanctioned by the WPBA. The winner of this event, if they're not already a touring professional, will get an opportunity to play in a WPBA event. And I believe for next season, for 2026. All right, so Charlie's got ball in hand. She's kind of trying to figure it out. The 5 ball's real ugly. So she's got work to do. She may be able to carry him into the 8 from the 5, but we'll see how she gets positioned at that point, starting with the 2. So yeah, currently at the moment, the goal for this, and that's one thing I love about Janet Outwell is she's got vision, right? She's got vision. She can see things as a whole, and see where we have holes in our process, right? And there's no real clear line on how to get on tour right now, besides our couple regional tours. Those are the only two, and I think we've only got two of them running right now in the US. And so this was such a brilliant idea by Janet, to team up with Brunswick and so many other sponsors, Peach Hour. There's just a ton of people that have supported this idea from Janet, and we're gonna see if we can't get a semi-pro tour going, and maybe at the end we can have a tour championship, kind of like the WPBA, right? So I think that right now we're starting where we're at, and Janet intends to grow from there and I just think it's such a lovely idea. It gives these girls a clear path, a stepping stone, because one of the semi-pro or one of the regional tour systems is on the East Coast and the other is on the West Coast, and there's really nothing in the middle. And so if you know someone that would be interested, maybe they should reach out. Oh, thank you so much for your donation, Superman Trick Shots. We appreciate you, Brian, and I will see you next month in Wisconsin. All right, guys, too, for those of you who are watching on the WPBA YouTube, which it looks like we've got quite a few of you already in the room, if you could do me a quick favor, go over to Borderline Billiards on YouTube and subscribe to their channel. We're trying to help Janet grow the Borderline page. And so I'm streaming to both the Borderline Billiards and the WPBA in hopes that we can connect them both. So I really appreciate that if you guys could do that for me. It'll only take a second. All right, so a little back and forth action here. We're not seeing. I think the 5-8, the fact that the 5 doesn't go clean is giving both these ladies maybe a little anxiety at the table. Um, they've really got to, you just got to work that out. It's the first match of the day. Both of these ladies are probably pretty weirded out. These are big moments. They're on the stream. I'm sure that they've played on streams before, but this event has a way of making it feel a little more important, right? Janet does a really good job of presenting well, and so these ladies probably realize, that this is a good opportunity for them to get, their foot in the door with the longest standing women's or any professional tour on the planet, actually. All right, so she does get underneath the 5. Don't know that it goes. She may opt for a safety instead. We'll see what she chooses to do here. Mario, I can't read Spanish. I'm going to have to put it in my phone translator to know what you're saying to us, bud. All right, what a good shot by Charlie. Well played. And it did go up in the top right corner. Now she just needs to pocket the 6. Maybe put a little, if she can reach it, put a little pinch draw on it. Like that. Beautifully done. Good first rack for her. See if she can finish it up and get herself on the board. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the WPBA Billiards on YouTube, welcome and thank you. And if you're watching on Borderline Billiards, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to that channel so that you get notified whenever Borderline goes live. We'll be streaming to both channels throughout most of the weekend. So make sure that you are a subscriber and that you hit the little bell notification so that you always know when we're live. If you're new to watching Ladies Pool, you could pop in the chat, say hello, let us know where you're from. That's always fun. All right, so she hits that 8 really well into the side, drags the cue to the right long rail. She's got a tough one here, but all she's got to do is stay down and follow all the way through, and I think she'll be just fine. She hits it like a champ. Whoa, ball, no ball. No. Oh, that's such. She played that rack so nicely from the 4 out. She didn't quite deserve that. Well, thanks for tuning in. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Suhail, watching from Morocco. That's awesome. I wish I was in Morocco right now. Yeah, it was a really good out. She does have to spot the 9 and shoot it. I know it's kind of tedious and silly, but that is a rule for the WPBA, and they're following the exact rule structure of the WPBA. Typical events, the races are a little shorter, of course. All right, so the score is 1-0. Lissette Fernandez steals that rack. Looks like they're using the Outsville template rack. I just saw there's Dean Raisler. He is the president of the WPBA, but Janet has enlisted him to be the tournament director for this event. Yeah, the scratch was brutal. She ran the rack so well. Maybe just a little bit of adrenaline, right? Little adrenaline. It's tough. All right, so Lisette's gonna break again. Oh wait, no, Charlie broke the first rack. Wow. Wing ball fires in the corner. All right, she does have a look at the one. I don't know what kind of look. Not sure that it's a makeable ball in that situation, but she should be able to find a safety potentially. If she could make it, that'd be great, right? If she could see enough of it to cut it to the top left corner. She could just come 2 rails around for the 2 ball in this lower right-hand corner. Right, so she couldn't. All right. You guys might occasionally, the way the cameras are set up here, you might occasionally catch a glimpse. Like I think that's Judy Wilson's elbow in the bottom left of your screen. Occasionally you'll see someone's head cross. And I know those of you who are WPBA fans for like ever will remember when we were in New York at the rack, at Racks, and we had Al set up the stream and do the stream for us so that we could do some other things with the staff. And Kelly Fisher and Wei Wei would just pop in because they were on the table behind next to the streaming table. So just be prepared. There may be an occasional sighting of a lady players throughout your experience watching the stream. So a little bit of back and forth exchange on the 1 ball here. We'll see If Lissette can make something happen, I don't know that she has all the ball. It's a really steep cut to the left side. Looks like she may have went offensive at the combination. Oh boy, this could be a bad deal for Lissette. She may have left a 2-9 combination for Charlie. And really just a stop shot on the 1. Let's go to our other camera and see. All right, so there was a good look at that. Okay, so she kind of got away with that with the miss, but that's all right. Lissette can thin this 2 ball and come around 1, 2, 3 rails, maybe get underneath. She needs to catch the window between the 7 and the 3. She may be able to get the 3rd rail and get underneath the 3. We'll see. Looks like she's putting the proper spin on it, so she's really got to miss that 7. If she hits it, that's bad news. Yeah. She got away with it, though. She did get away with that with the 4 right there. Made for a big blocker ball. But the intention was good. It's a good shot. So, looks like she's going to try to go rail first at this ball. Hitting just before the side pocket. She hit a little too much before the side pocket. She needed to hit a little closer to the side pocket. She, weirdly enough, skims the edge of the 9 and ends up kicking the 2 ball in anyway. So Lissette's going to come to the table with ball in hand on 3. The trick here is really going to be the 4 to the 5. It's really going to be the tell-all in this rack, I believe. So the ladies did get together. They had a meeting, a players meeting at 11 this morning, hoping to get it all done by, by noon to get the match started. I think they ran just a tad behind. And I think Lissette came in from Mexico. So she may have been a little behind in getting here. I think they opted to wait for her. They're gonna look at it. They're asking if she wants anyone to watch it, watch the hit. All right, we're gonna see. They're looking for someone to watch the hit. I think Janet's coming around. I don't know who's going to make that call, if Dean's going to do it or if Janet's going to do it, which of course Janet would be more than capable of watching this hit for them. If we do, we might get a glimpse of borderline badass herself. And we've got it. She's going to go ahead and looks like she's going to record it. Hi, Jeff. It shouldn't be. My look. No, there's no flip-flop on the camera. It is. Wonder why it's doing that. Oh, you know what? I think he's got one of the cameras hung upside down. That might be why. Wonder how I flipped that. I'm gonna have to play with that, Jeff. Thanks for the heads up. All right, guys. I was doing some twiddling. I'm not sure why they're doing that. That's super weird. Okay, so James Gruber, happy birthday. It's pretty exciting that you went to all these places. Um, yeah, so Borderline's amazing. It's one of my favorite pool rooms to go to because one, I feel like down south people are super friendly anyway. Um, but it's just different here. Everyone here is nice. Every single person here is kind. It's really awesome. And so we're pretty fortunate that Janet does things like this for the ladies in pool. Yeah, and all the logos are backwards too. Let me see. I'm now obsessed with the camera thing, so you guys bear with me. Do you guys want to watch it all upside down? I wonder why it's doing that though. Hmm. All right, so the score is 1-1. This is a race to 6. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Dave Jones, how you doing? Looks like we're slowly growing that borderline following, so make sure you guys, if you're watching on the WPBA Billiards page right now, make sure you hop over to Borderline Billiards. Search it in YouTube, find it. There's a Borderline logo in the picture. It's got a purple background. It's a really cool picture. And make sure you subscribe to that channel also. All right, guys, give me just a second. I'm going to step away for 2 seconds. You guys, the score is currently 1-1. Lissette Fernandez versus Charlie Simpson. All right, folks. Ta-da. The powers that be. We've got one of the tech guys here. They call him Greeny. He got inside his cameras and flipped the settings around for it. I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what this is.
I was trying to find you. I couldn't find you. I thought it was something that we.
All right, guys, I think we got it. I was like, man, I don't know what's going on. I don't, all the signs are backwards. I checked all my settings. I was like, I don't know what's happening. All right, we got it fixed. Now you guys can read the banners accordingly. All right, good effort there by Lissette, but this is a tough shot for Charlie. I mean, this is a tough cut shot. Mo better. That's right, Dave Jones. Mo better. um, it's a tough shot. I mean, if she stays offensive, I think probably the containing safety might be better, where you just go to the right long rail and the left long rail. But if she's feeling good, if she thinks she can cut this ball in, like, yeah, I like this. Much smarter. Mo better, right, Dave Jones? Mo better. All right, so she's left Lissette at best to bank. More than likely a safety's coming. A couple different ways you can play safe here. You can cross over the 6 and bring the cue ball down table, or you can bank the 6 2 rails down to the top short rail. Couple different ways you can get safe here. All right, got that taken care of. Yeah, Michelle, I completely understand, but this is not the WPBA setup. We're plugged into Janet's setup, so when it comes to digging into their internals of their stuff, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and let their guys take care of that. I just tell them what's happening, and they flip it around for me. So that's perfect. Exactly the way I like it. All right, tough shot for Charlie. Definitely makeable, but she may get fortunate. No, it doesn't stay under the 8. But she's not left Lissette the easiest of shots, but possibly a 6-9 combination. Hi, Jude. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to see you in the chat room. Johnny Caps as well. Oh, nice effort. Little pace on the cue ball will leave Charlie long, and but makeable. There's also a 2-way available here if she plays always to overcut. You should always play to overcut. You never want to undercut these shots. If you overcut them, the cue will bounce to the right long rail and come back down on the short rail. So with some pace, cut this in, bring the cue ball around 3 rails to come underneath the 8 ball. All right, so she hits it a little too light, probably because the cut was so steep. So it's hard sometimes to trust that. All right, we're slowly picking it up over in the Borderline page. We got us some more viewers. So, like I said, everyone, if you're currently watching on the WPBA page and you are not subscribed to Borderline Billiards, please go find them on YouTube. In a minute here, actually, I'll probably go ahead and try to get their link. Let me do that while Lissette takes care of business here on this 8 and 9 ball. And what I'll do is put the link to Borderlines Billiards YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and put that link into our description for the WPBA YouTube. That way you guys can quickly and easily access All right, let me see if I can go in, and I won't be able to edit it for this particular match, but we'll go ahead and put that in for the next one. Let me see if I can paste it. There we go. I pasted it in the chat. There's the link to the Borderline Billiards YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are going over there and subscribing to that channel as well. It's the only ask I'm gonna put on you guys this week. So make sure that you're giving Janet's YouTube some love. All right. So good break. No shot on the one, unfortunately. Looks like she'll be going for the push. I don't know how many of you guys were watching the Predator doubles event, but John Moore and Alex Pagulayan, I think they finished second, but they played amazing. I watched them all week. I had to get up in the middle of the night to do so, but it was well worth it. Just so much fun. So shout out to John and Alex for a great finish at that World Doubles. All right, so it looks like Charlie's got a good starting shot here. She really just needs to focus on making the one, coming across for the two in the same pocket. All right, so she gets a little, so she got a little lucky and a little unlucky at the same time, right? So she clips the edge of the three. The one still falls, but three bounces out just enough to leave her blocked from the blue two. Let's go to our side view and see if we can get a good look at this kick for Charlie. First, can't tell if she was maybe trying to go rail first at this too. Yeah, I think so. She's gonna, oh, it's dark in there. Yeah, she lost the rock. It ends up skimming the underside of the two and giving up ball in hand to Lissette. Lissette has a couple options here. She can take the ball in hand and shoot it in the top right corner. Or she can also play it in the right side pocket as well. I think that's more of a comfort thing for some players. Distance is about the same. I mean, ultimately, she could try to play safeties and whatever, but the rack's fairly open, so I think it would be more favorable for her just to take the ball in hand and attempt to start running out. Yeah, at the moment, we do not have a men's semi-pro, but there are tons of ranking events all over, and most of the Predator events, as long as they're not world championships, they're open, so you can just play in it. But outside of that, no, there's no semi-pro for men. I know Oscar was doing some tour stuff out there on the West Coast. All right, so she's looking pretty good. I think the 5-6 combination's pretty easy. I don't think it'll be a big problem for her. The biggest thing is just always in your combinations, knowing where that first ball is going to go after contacts. She doesn't want to hit it too hard. She doesn't want it to travel up. And it almost did. No, this cut got really steep, and now she's probably going to have to accept a longer shot on the 8-ball. Because if she just focuses on pocketing this, the cue ball is just going to travel back and forth. But she's going to have a hard time getting it down table without a lot of spin. And spin can cause some chaos in pocketing the ball also. It looks as though she's putting that spin on there. She's trying. Oh, snap. All right. That's 9-ball for you, folks. Lissette is going to take rack 4. Score is going to be 3-1 over Charlie Simpson. This is a race to 6. Let's say thank you real quick to our sponsors. All right. Quick thank you to some of the sponsors here for the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro Tour. This is the Bristol Classic, being hosted by Borderline Billiards in Bristol, Tennessee. If you've never been, you should put it on your wish list or your bucket list, whichever is most important to you. This is a fantastic venue. 2 bars, 2 stories, well, technically 3 levels. It's really cool. All right, Charlie Simpson to break. She does manage to get that 3-ball in. She may have just a bit of the 1. I don't know if she has all of it. She's been pretty fortunate, not very fortunate off her break. She's had a couple decent breaks where she has pocketed balls, but then doesn't really have a good starting shot. So then she's forced to get into a little bit of back and forth action. We had a scratch in rack 1 on the 9-ball. Lissette's had a couple things pretty fortunate run her way. She pockets the 9 in the last rack to take a 2-rack lead over Charlie. But that's 9-ball. I mean, 9-ball, you can't win a tournament just getting lucky, and you can't win a tournament just playing good. You have to be fortunate and play good, you know. You need both of those. That's the winning combination. All right, so Charlie opted for the push, which I think was smart. There's no sense in, unless she could see it. Now, I'm a firm believer that if you can see it and you can play a safety on it, then you should play the safety. The pushing out just means that they're going to put you in the same spot that ultimately you should have put them in. Now, you have to push if you can't see it. Oh, my. Snap, that was a good shot. Hi, David Mason. You can go to digitalpool.com and find the bracket for this tournament. Let me see if I can pull up the bracket. I'll post it for you guys. There we go. That's the one. Copy. Here's the bracket. I'll post that in the next description for the next video. If you click on that, I put it in the chat. Jessica Hardison, thank you so much for your donation to the stream. We appreciate you. I actually thought you were here. You're not here. Are you not playing in this, Jessica? I haven't looked at the bracket to really know who is here, to be honest. Lots of action going on around the room. I believe there are 16 tables, maybe 18 tables in action. I'm not sure how many at the moment. Taylor Perkins is playing Julie Stevens. Well, happy birthday, Jessica Hardison. Everybody say happy birthday if you're in the chat. Jessica Hardison is having her 40th birthday tomorrow. Have a great day. All right, so Lisa and Charlie are playing on feature table 15. Kelly Daniel and Brianna Lane are playing. Vanessa Hood, Aurora Hessness, Renita Ritchie. She ended up advancing forward. She did get a forfeit in her first round. Jessie Sexton and Andrea Hess are playing. Karen Estep and Jennifer Prater are also playing at the moment. Rebecca White. She came in real good at Natasha Hilton. Rebecca had a 6-0 going on over there. Carrie Anderson is up 5-2 over Kathy Hall at the moment, sitting on the hill. Kaylee Sullivan's on the hill over Nancy LaJustice. Natalie Shabbat is up 4-2 over Nikki Wagner. Judy Wilson's 5-1 over Bree Bramlett at the moment. That's actually on table 14. Chrissy Perlowski, Isabel Gutierrez are sitting at 3s. Lauren Soro and Pilar Mora, 3-2. So there's quite a few names of new girls that I'm not familiar with, so I'm pretty excited about that. All right, thanks everybody for letting Jess saying happy birthday to Jessica in the chat room. Jessica has played in a few WPBA events over the last year or two, maybe 2 years, for sure one. So she's been around. I was surprised to not see her here. All right. Oh, Lissette, she's creative with that 9-ball ride. She made the carom in the last rack. Currently up 4-1 over Charlie. This is a race to 6. Charlie's gonna have to put a little work in. She's gonna have to button it down a little she's letting go at the last few balls in the rack and giving the rack back. Sometimes that's how it happens. It's very stressful and nerve-wracking, but it is how it happens. This is tough. Looks like if she pockets this 4 and slides the cue ball to the right long rail, she'll have a clean window on the 5 if she chooses. All right, so she plays for the safety play. I'm not opposed to this. I like the distance. I like the distance there. Nothing wrong with that. I think Lissette will probably thin the left side of the purple 4. Try to tuck the cue under the 5 maybe. So she's going to create distance. Doesn't quite get the cue ball underneath. So Charlie will have a look at the 4. Unfortunately, it's not a great look. Couple different ways she could go about this. Unfortunately, the 6-8, she may be able to, man, this is a tough one. She may try to play the carom into the 8, which also in turn may be a two-way safety. I just don't know how much I enjoy that, because if she accidentally knocks the 8 in unintentionally, the 6 may block her from the 4. So we'll see what she chooses to do. All right, yeah, that was a really tricky spot. I think you get in those situations, you're not really sure what the right step is, right? Like what the right shot may be. And you're already in the hole a little bit, so you feel a little pressure. I can understand. All right, so the combination is what Lissette's looking at. Got a little rammy there. Super fast in her last backstroke. Almost jabby. All right, so these tables, they are playing pretty quick. All right, draw it to the rail and back out. She's got very specific space. She struck that really nicely. The ball was a little flat, so she had to put something on it there to really get it going. But even still, the 6 and 8 are in at best combination unless she can drag it down table. She may opt to play the bank, bring the cue ball down to try to get underneath the 6-8. See what she chooses. She could thin it and come around. She's going to drain it. Just cut it in. Very well done. Very well done. Just really doesn't lend itself well, right? Because if you're not straight in, this combination is treacherous. This can be a very treacherous shot. I love this, though. I will say, and although it didn't work out in Charlie's favor, um, she stays down on the ball very nicely. You don't see her coming through with a ton of body movement. I really like that. Even though that combination was very difficult, she never moved. She stayed down over the shot. You know, that basic work on your fundamentals is where consistency comes from. All right, good opportunity here for Charlie. She just needs to go ahead and just roll this ball in. She doesn't need to do anything fancy. The 9's right in front of the pocket. So if they're all stop shots, it's, you know, it'll work. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just pocket the 8. Well done. Yeah, I really like the way Charlie addresses the shots. Very clean, very smooth. All right, so Charlie takes one of those racks back. The score is 4-2. This is a race to 8. Or 6. I'm so used to saying 8. Oh my goodness. I'm so used to saying 8 because all this WPBA stuff that is natural, right? All right, let me see what we got going on around the room. See if I can figure it out really quick. Let's drag that over before they break the balls real quick. Let's see what's going on. So these are the scores going on around the room. Julie Stevens is on the hill over Taylor Perkins. Kelly Daniels on the hill over Brianna Lane. Aurora Host, I think it's Hessness and Vanessa Hood are battling it out. Andrea Hess is on the hill over Jessie Sexton. Carrie Anderson's on the hill over Kathy Hall. Shabbat is also on the hill. Lots of stuff going on. And if you guys want to follow any of that, go to digitalpool.com. You can search WPBA. I think you can search Borderline. You could search Semi-Pro probably. Any of those words in your search bar will take you to this particular tournament bracket. This is a two-staged event. So I believe 16 girls will come out of this and seed over to the top 32 girls that are coming in on stage 2 on Friday. And they were seeded based on known playing ability. And then there's those of us who have a WPBA rank. And so obviously we were filtered into that. It's a pretty cool process. I love that so many girls are coming out. So many ladies are coming out to play in this event. It speaks volumes about where our sport is and what kind of place we have in the billiards world right now, which I think is pretty awesome. And then we've got our elite girls overseas right now in Bali playing in the World 10 Ball Championship. So that's pretty awesome. So you guys can watch all those girls in the middle of the night, and then you can be back here in the morning to watch us. That's the plan, okay? Everybody just stick to it. All right, so she's got a good look at this three. Sorry, guys. I've been happily clicking over here, adding things, and I'm like dragging things around my screen and not realizing that I'm doing it. And then I look up and everything's different. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just now drinking my first cup of coffee, though, if that, and you guys who watch the WPBA regularly know how important the coffee is. Like, if I don't have the coffee, I'm a little off kilter for a while, so I'm just now getting through the first cup. And these ladies, Lissette and Charlie, they are battling it out. Lissette's made some couple really nice shots too. Now here in this particular rack, these last 3-4 shots that she's made, she looks smoother and calmer. When she first started, she looked a little rammy and jammy and was kind of trying to power things into the pocket. I like that she's, you know, she's smoothing it out. Right, so she went and looked in. You guys, if you watch them, they tell you what they're doing, right? So she went ahead and looked behind the 6 to see if she can play this with a little follow stroke. If she doesn't quite get it to the side, then and it goes past that, she would have it in the corner as well. So she followed it forward. Did come up off the bowl pretty quick, but it's successful. You know, steep. I think she's steep on this ball. Yeah, makeable, but steep. And now she just really wants to pocket it and come one rail back out for the 7 in the corner. Yeah. She might have gone away with it, though. Let's see. Oh. All right, so I think if I look at the bracket correctly, this is a good opportunity for Charlie here. If I look at the bracket correctly, they're going to play at 9 a.m., 11 a.m. I want to say that I think we start stage 2 at 5 o'clock, where the seated players will come into the match. That was really well done. Okay, so I think Lissette's going to take a break. The score is 4-3. That's good. Charlie's going to mark her game. That's smart. So they're going to take their player break. It's 4-3 and still in favor of Lissette Fernandez, but Charlie is making a push. All right, we're going to say thank you to our sponsors, guys. My name is Lonnie Fox Raven, and you're watching the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro Tour. I wonder. Let's look over. There's a good look. No, it's the wrong score line. Let's take that off. It's the wrong score line, but there's live scores right now. Let's see if we can see what's the score is for this particular match. Judy Wilson's on the hill over Bree at the moment. Let's see if I can get rid of that match score because that's the wrong match score for this table. This is the other table view that we have. I'll be flipping back over. There's my logo right there in the middle. That was nice of Janet. I'll be flipping back over here. After this round, I do believe Greeny, who is the guy who is streaming for Janet at Borderline, he'll be running table 15, I believe, over on the Borderline Billiards channel. So if you look at the bracket and you see a match on table 15 you'll want to enjoy, you'll have to go over to Borderline. And then I'll be flipping over to this table 14 for the future, I do believe. Waiting for the ladies to come back from their break. It looks like Lissette is back, but Charlie's not. So we'll just kind of watch a few shots here. They're in a tight battle on this table. Bree's not going anywhere. She's grinding it out. Judy Wilson does play often on the WPBA when she gets an opportunity to come in. I like Judy. She's really nice. I think she got her start through the JP Newt tour. I may be wrong on that, but I do believe that's where she got her start at. All right, so our feature ladies are back in action, guys. We're going to swing back over. We'll check on those scores when we get a chance. No worries. I see some of the guys in the chat. They've been watching pool probably all night, watching the Hanoi Open and the Predator events. There's a lot of pool if you want to stay up all night long. But he's still over here checking us out, so thanks for tuning in. All right, so once again, good break. The girls are making great shot. I mean, they're making balls on the break. They're just never getting a look at the one. So it makes it a little more difficult if you're never getting a clean shot on the one. It makes for long racks, that's for sure. So it looks like she's probably going to push unless she can get a nice safety play. I don't know if she's not even maybe thinking about pushing. We're going to see. She may think that she can kick safe here as well. Yeah, and she has. Well played. A really good hit by Charlie there. She needs that cue ball to keep going. Ultimately, it'd be great if we got all the way down under the 3. Didn't do that. I'm pretty sure Lissette can see the 1. Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple safety options here as well. She could try to Z bank it and stick it down there with that 6 ball. She can also try to catch the window between the 5 and the 3 with the cue. All right, so she Z-banks it, but it came up really short. Now Charlie can see this one ball, but it is not easy. And with it being the cue ball so close to the long rail, there's not much chance of getting back down table for that too. This comes with a real big stroke and a whole lot of love. I don't know if that's possible. She may be able to. If she comes through this, she does stay down on the ball really nicely. So if she can come all the way through her stroke with maybe a hair of inside English, she could maybe get back down towards the center of the table. Yeah, that was super tough. Her best shot there would probably be to have found a safety of some kind, because she's left Lissette a very makeable shot on this one. Little draw stroke. All right. Ooh, and a slight little bump on the red 3. She's sitting good on this too. Draw back. She wants to leave angle on this 5. She got a little more action out of that than I think she probably wanted. If she had stayed closer to it, I think she'd have been a little easier cueing. She's cueing awkwardly over the 7. This is not an all-ball foul event. Yeah. Cut that with a lot of pace. Caught the ball pretty fat. Cue ball traveled back and forth. Or thin, actually. Excuse me. Okay, so I think a safety's coming here. Ultimately, she could potentially be offensive at this and bring the cue ball around 3 rails. Try to pocket the 6 in the lower right-hand corner, but if she doesn't like that, she can play the containing safety. She's got the 8 and the 9 right there in between, in the middle of the table, so she should be able to just bank the 6 to the right long rail and the cue ball to the left. Play more of a containing. She looks like she's crossing over it. She got real offensive there. Not sure that was the best option, but all right. So this is, Charlie's sitting at this shot. This is a good shot. So she can't spin this ball with enough inside, I don't believe, to get underneath that 7. Maybe she can, but I just don't know that she can. She would still probably leave herself pretty steep on the 7. She wouldn't be a terrible idea to come up past it. No deceleration. Come through the 8, 9, and try to get up table for the 7 in the same pocket. Yeah, see, she tried to use that. She needs it to go. All right, so she used a lot of inside and caught the gap between the 8, the 9, and the 7. It was dangerous with the side pocket there, but it worked out really well. She hit it really well. About as good as you could have, really. So I'm sure she's going to draw back, just try to get above that 9 ball for the 8. Draw and stroke. Well played. I really like the way this Charlie strikes the ball. She's very smooth. Okay. All right, so the 9 ball is going to be steep, but she can make this. She just needs to roll it in, be mindful of the cue. Sometimes in these situations when I've got a steep shot in the side like that, I tell myself, put the cue ball on the bottom short rail, and then it takes away some of the pressure. So I give myself like an end goal. Oh, she beautifully done. All right, Charlie tying this match up, ladies and gentlemen. The score is 4-4. This is going to be a race to two for their first match here at the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro Tour event. That's pretty cool to go. You know, she was down quite a bit, 4-1, I do believe. And Charlie's been slowly grinding back. Yeah, I like that. Nothing wrong with a little grind. All right, let's go. Charlie Simpson to break. Okay, so where she's breaking from, she's trying to pinch the one into the left side pocket. Not getting there, but I do believe. Dry break. See, once again, she doesn't get a shot on the one. There's no shot on the one. So they're going to remove the Outsville template rack from the table. All right, so a good safety opportunity here. I'm gonna put a little bit of right hand spin on this, thin the one, and bring the cue ball. She doesn't get away with it, although I don't know that she did. I think she can make the 1-3. But I don't know how I enjoyed that. I think I would have tried to get it under the 8 too, but those balls are big balls for a reason. She was trying to use them for a blocker. I think that was a good idea. All right, so if Charlie can see any of this one ball, pretty sure the combination's good. Let's look at the side view. Oh, they're not frozen. All right, so depending on where she hits the one does change the trajectory of the 3. All right, so she's looking at a kick. I'm not sure if Charlie jumps or not. If there's someone in the chat, maybe can fill me in, or if they know who her sponsors are. I don't have any bio information on these girls. I do know that they were asked to give bio information, but it wasn't given to me. All right, guys. Janet's currently talking. She's making announcements to the players at the moment. Which reminds me that I have to give her my money from the raffle. That she did. It's a little back and forth action here between Charlie and Lissette. Unfortunately, that was a foul for Charlie. Lissette's going to be happy about that, though. She's going to come to the table with ball in hand, and everything's pretty open. The 3 is a little tricky. That would be the only ball I think could give her some problems. Getting from the 2 to the 3. But it does go up table in the top right or left-hand corner pocket. So she'll play this with some follow. Oh, she's playing another safety. So it looks like she's trying to go for that good old 3 foul, but that didn't work. Charlie's going to have clear sight on this one. So unless she miscues or something crazy happens, I think Charlie's going to be fine. I think with the scoreline being so close between these two ladies now, we're going to see them tighten down a bunch. And some safety plays will be coming. Nobody really willing to give it up, which is completely understandable. So really nicely played safety by Charlie. All right, guys, so we do have a little, about 100 people in the WPBA YouTube at the moment. If you guys could take just a second to pull back, search Borderline Billiards on YouTube and give them a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. And if you're not currently a subscriber on WPBA Billiards, please make sure you do that as well. We're trying to help Janet grow her YouTube channel, starting with this event, obviously. So if any of you guys could do me that favor, that's solid, I'd really appreciate it. All right, so Charlie does have ball in hand. Very successful safety there. Lissette tried to jump it. Didn't quite get over the 5. So Charlie's going to take the ball in hand. She's got a couple options here. The 3 is still kind of the trouble ball, but if she has any kind of angle on the 2, she should be able to get to the 3 easily enough. I don't know if these ladies are just trying to go for the 3 foul. I'm not really sure, but she does have ball in hand, so I'd like to see her she's got good enough stroke. I think she could be a little more offensive at this point in the rack. She's going for the safety. All right, so I think this is like maybe the 4th exchange between the 2 of them, each of them about 4 times back and forth on this one. All right, so that will put her on 2. Charlie let her know that's 2. She's going to look for another safety. She's going to try to 3 foul her and get this rack, which is actually a smart move on Charlie's part, especially at this level of play, because, you know, sometimes that 3 foul can really take away, you know, your confidence. And to be honest, it just really ticks you off, you know, like you're like, darn it. But for Three follows are not uncommon, and it's not like, you know, it's not like getting the red badge or anything. Like, oh, you play terrible if you got three fouled. I think every good player I know has been three fouled. So I think people get upset about it, but it's really not necessary. You just got to keep on keeping on. You obviously don't want it to happen to you when you're hill, but these ladies aren't quite there yet. Looks like Charlie's swinging for another safety. She's going to try to get that three fall. And this is smart. She's going to push that one towards the two, which means there's a ball there that's going to give her some fits. Oh boy, I think she left her. I think she can see the one. I don't think she got there yet. I bet money that Lissette can see this one ball. Now, the only way this this could potentially win her the rack would be if Lissette were to foul or scratch, something like that, not catch a rail. None of that happened. So Charlie didn't quite lock her down enough on that last safety, but the intention was really good, really good. Right, so she had a clean shot at it. It wasn't the easiest. It was a lot of distance, but she shot at it. Didn't make it. Did definitely left Lissette long. She may be able to just bank this one and put the cue under the 4-6. And that is what I think she attempted to do. Didn't work out, but she may have gotten her under the 8. Yeah. I don't see a jump cue over there by Charlie's equipment. Maybe she doesn't need it. Maybe she can see this. All right, all the way around it. That's brutal. Like someone in the chat, whoopsie daisy. All right, so Lissette's got ball in hand. The 4-6 got a little funny, so I think that's going to change things. But other than that, there's not a lot of trouble in this rack. All right, so I'm not opposed. All right, guys, thanks so much. I see a couple of you guys have thrown out some subscriptions to Borderline. We appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Like I said, going forward, I think we'll have table 15 probably on Borderline's channel. I'll be streaming table 14 going forward. Believe that's how it's working. So if that changes, of course, just know that you can go to WPBA or to Borderline and you'll be able to access the 2 featured tables for free. So thank you for that. If you want to subscribe to watch the rest of the tables in the room, you can go to Digital Pool, their Borderline page, and then you can access the other tables throughout the room. You will have to subscribe if you're interested. All right. A lot of spin going on there. The 4 is still a problem in this rack. All right, so I think Charlie's trying to figure out exactly what the right move here is. She is going away, like going kind of towards the 9 ball. Actually, it might not be a terrible idea just to try to swing. Maybe she'll knock the 9 in. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely that direction. She might be able to carry him into it. Oh, she clipped the 5. Brutal. That's tough. Now from here, there's really not a good way of getting around to this. She knows that 4 is tucked under the 6. She's here looking at it right now. I mean, yeah, she can make the 3, but it doesn't lead her to anything. And, I mean, she's going to have to elevate her cue quite a bit if she wants to put any downspin, which she's doing. Downspin on this ball. She's cutting it very thin, so the cue ball is going to be traveling very quickly. Yeah, she caught it fat. All right, so she does miss the 3. The 4 is just a problem. I think probably the better situation there, like going forward next time, it should be, you know, should consider maybe looking for the safety on the 3, maybe banking the 3 around table, putting it down by that 6-4. So if you do get an opportunity, there's a breakout there. Oh, all right. So Lissette misses the combination and the breakout. Charlie comes back to the table with a pretty straight and shot on the 3. I mean, this is not easy unless you've got a crazy big stroke. She's looking at it to see, like, okay, if I pocket the 3, can I just find a safety maybe on the 4? Personally, you almost rather just find the safety on the 3 and leave the 4 tied up. Thank you, Jude, for subscribing to Borderline. We appreciate you. All right, so she just rolls the 3 in. Now this is difficult, and it could be pretty interesting that she could, if she loses the cue ball at all, she takes a big chance at scratching here. But I think the goal is to bank the 4 out and leave the cue ball on that top short rail. I think ultimately that's her goal. Just like that. She doesn't quite get away with it, but she misses the safety. Cue ball travels way too far. Oh, hi, Patty. Thanks for tuning in. What's happening? It's a beautiful day for a pool tournament. I think this was a good safety. I think Lissette hit that very well. At best, Charlie may be able to kick and hit it. The table's opening up. They finally got that 4 out. It was tucked underneath the green 6 for a while. Oh, that was such a good shot. She got robbed. The scratch, like real first. She hit that so good. Just no love. Charlie's fighting. She's not playing just Lissette, but also a bit of the rolls, right? They're just not in her favor right now. It's just crazy because she's striking the ball pretty well. All right, so Lissette grabbed her extension for her cue. That's a tough one for us little people to reach. She's going to use the bridge instead. Is that what she's up to? Maybe so. Yeah, it looks like she's grabbing her bridge. So here's a look while she's grabbing her bridge up around the room. You guys can see this is table 15, that's table 14. There's Donna Selman. And then they've got 3 tables across. This is just the arena. So if you look down there, there's a whole line of more tables and more downstairs as well. Let's get back to this. Oh, nice strike on with the bridge too. Good job. Well done by Lissette. Get back into action in this match. Just wanted to kind of give you guys a look around the room. Yeah, really unlucky. Okay, nice touch by Lissette. Okay, so she's got pretty much a stop shot on this 8. Matt leads her to the 9. Patricia, I don't have the booth cam up yet. I'll work on it though. I think there's 18 tables in here. I believe there's 18. And then 2 Brunswick 7-footers because they do the ultimate pool here as well. It's the whole entire room is sponsored by Brunswick. So it's all the Brunswicks gold crowns. They're beautiful. Ooh, all right. Lissette Fernandez first to the hill, 5-4 over Charlie Simpson. Okay, and we're back. Lissette's racking. She's going to be breaking. She is sitting on the hill. This is a race to 6. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are currently watching on the WPBA Billiards on YouTube, do me a favor, please. One, if you don't already subscribe to WPBA Billiards, but you're watching, that's not very nice of you. And it is completely free to subscribe to our channel. But you could also, if you're already a subscriber, I would appreciate it if you could run over to the Borderline Billiards YouTube channel and subscribe there as well. That is also free. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it does help Janet and her team out a lot. They're trying to grow their YouTube channels. So if all of you guys could help us out with that, we'd really appreciate it. This room is really cool. So let me switch. I'll pull back here while Charlie's looking. So this is really cool. Real quick. There's Charlie shooting the one. That window up there, that's where I'm at. See me, I'm waving. Hello, everyone. That's where we're at. So it's really cool. There's an arena style seating. Beautiful setup here. Janet has a pristine pool room. So we're really lucky to be here. Appreciate her including us in this production. All right, so not a great shot on the 2. She didn't have good cue ball for the cue ball to the 3 anyway, so there's still work to be done in this rack. I'm not sure if the 4 ball passes underneath the 5, but Hey, Ryan, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for loving our streams too. We appreciate that. We appreciate all the support. This is actually the Brunswick WPBA sanctioned semi-pro tour. So you've got some of our touring professionals from the WPBA playing in this, as well as a lot of up-and-comers who are looking to find their path into the WPBA. So I'm really excited that Janet started this opportunity for the ladies in this part of the country especially. Like I said, we have regional tourist systems on the East Coast and on the West Coast, but nothing in the middle. So I love that she started this semi-pro tour. I don't know what the dates are going forward and how many stops she'll have along the way, but the winner of this will have an opportunity to play in a WPBA event. And I believe it's for the 2026 season. So that's pretty cool. I love Janet for doing this. I think that she's innovative and super smart, and she really gets the vibe of what we need on tour. And this helps also kind of acclimate these ladies with these types of events so that when they get to the WPBA events, um, that they don't feel so nervous. It's already nerve-wracking when you're playing world champions, right? But the environment can be very nerve-wracking, and I think these tours, these semi-pro tours, are gonna alleviate some of that stress coming into a WPBA event. So I just think it's a really good seasoning and really good training tool to get these ladies prepared for the next stage. I think it's a super great idea. All right, so nice shot by Lissette. She swung it around. Um, Unfortunately, this is tough, and if the 4 does go past the 5, it's very steep. I'm not sure that it goes past there. She may have to just try to play the safety. There's a real nice safety here, just a tap safety where she can bank it under the 5, put it on the other side of the 5, and keep the cue ball on that short rail. It's a tough one. She could try to play the bank into the rail and into the 5 and play it off the 5, but then the 5's traveling. It's at a very high pace. So I don't know what Lissette's trying to do. And I'm not versed on either of these players. I don't know them. So I'm not really sure. I don't know their style or the way that they prefer to attack. But Lissette does come at it with a really big stroke sometimes. All right, so it did go through there. I did not know that that ball went through there. That was a tricky little ball, wasn't it? All right, guys, don't forget, if you jumped over to the Borderline page to subscribe, thank you so much for doing so. We're definitely trying to get that built up for Janet and her team. Oh, she overcut it. She overcut it. That's brutal. And I think the shot before that she shot on the floor was much more difficult. Maybe just maybe took her eye off the shot. Maybe too much body movement. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough fade. All right, so Charlie has a good opportunity here. This ball's not frozen. Cuts in pretty easily. She's close enough to it. Really, it's just a matter of deciding if she wants to come one rail out or if she wants to play that 5 with some inside English and come under the 8. One rail. Beautifully done. Just total options. Lots of options. But now she's overrun this just a tiny bit. This is tough because now she either has to elevate, which she's awkwardly cueing over the 8 anyway, to try to draw away from the 7. Try to get to that short rail and back out, or she is going to play into the 7, which leaves it to, you know, fortune. You have to depend on a little bit of fortune there. Yeah, she's level queuing, so she's going to go into it. I don't think she can get around it. Yeah. That's why you have to get a little lucky if you're going to bump into balls or hit it at a pretty solid pace. She could have hit that with a little more pace just to try to, not get stuck on that short rail. This is tough. Charlie's having a little trouble catching her rhythm. First matches of the day, that happens often, though. Right, so she went all in on the offense there. Ends up missing the ball. She doesn't leave Lissette a lot. She'll- All right, so this is a real good opportunity for Charlie to also get in the hill. So we'll see if she can hold it together, keep it smooth, give herself a fighting chance. Wow, she struck that ball nicely. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to have a hill thriller on the feature table for the first round of the day. Good evening from Kenya. Good evening from Bristol, Tennessee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the score is 5-5. This is a hill match in round number 1 here at the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro Tour, hosted at Borderline Billiards in Bristol, Tennessee. If you haven't been, put it on your bucket list because you need to. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and you are watching Borderline Billiards as well as the WPBA Billiards on YouTube. Let's see what's going on around the room real quick. Let's check some of the live scores while they rack. All right, so Brandy James and Anna Marks are just getting started. Nate Goldman, owner of Big Family Custom Creations and Game On Gear, is playing Brenda Knott. They just got started. Laura Simcoe's taking an early leave over Susan Shin, 1-0. Jan Sessions and Marianne Merrill, M&M, are sitting at ones. Gail Love, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, is 2-0 over Donna Selman on table 14. Pamela Mason and Tracy Collins. Tracy's got a 2-0 early lead, and Carol Clark's up 3-1 over Dorothy Strader. Typically, when we play in the WPBA, our regular events, when it's a hill, you'll hear our tournament director draw all the attention to your table. And I don't know that Dean's down there running this event for Janet. And I don't know that he knows it, or trust me, he'd be on the microphone letting everyone in the room know that your table's hill. Which adds more to the nervous system. You're already tripping, and then Dean goes and adds more pressure, so everyone in the room turns to watch your match. Thanks, Patricia. I appreciate you. I am no stream queen, though. I promise you that. All right, good break. Got a shot. Oh, this, no, 3-ball. Don't do it. I think she's okay. The 3's in a bad spot. But I think she's all right. She can see the 1, which is better than some of the previous breaks. Like these girls that make balls on the break and then they never have a clean shot on the 1. It's brutal. All right, so she's down on it. If she could draw it into the rail and bump that 7 out of there, that would be ultimately key. Ooh, she gonna get away with it though. Nah, maybe not all the way away with it though. This is a simple 1-railer. It's kind of in front of the pocket. I mean, she wants to make sure. I don't know. It could be treacherous. I don't want to call this scratch, but there's definitely a scratch there. Hate putting that stuff in the universe. Yeah, see, pocket was huge on top of it. That's tough action. Charlie's gonna be okay. She got a good roll right there. What's up, Frank Miletti in the chat room? There's another one. If you're not subscribed, go check out Billiard Sports Network. Subscribe to their channel. They're always doing fun stuff. Oh, hi, Bobby. Bobby says digital pool keeps buffering. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about that system. I just know that it's an option if you're a subscriber to Borderline. I don't know if there's a trick to it. All right, so Charlie's got ball in hand. This is a good option, good opportunity for her. Everything's pretty open. She just needs to keep it smooth and steady, stay on the right side of the ball always. 3 to the 5, or the 3 to the 4 is going to be, it's pretty much going to be the big shot in this match. All right, so now she's queuing awkwardly over the 3. I would have liked to have seen her maybe give herself, get a little bit, she had ball in hand on the 1, so we get a little better on the 2. Yeah, this is tough. Now, getting from the 3 to the 4 is, I mean, she's going to have to channel her inner Efren here. Come at it with the big stroke. Or find a safety. There's a lot of factors in that. If she goes after it with a big stroke, she has to be mindful of the right side pocket. So I think that our next stream, which is behind our next match on the feature table, this table will probably be Haley Marion and Pam Perry. But if I move back to the other one, I don't know if I'll jump over to table 14 and go from there, or if we'll switch that over to Borderline's channel, simply because they're already started. Not really sure, Frank. We're going to video you in here at some point, though. Come in and do some commentary. We also got a couple special guests. I think CJ Wiley, I was hitting some balls last night with him. He wants to get in the booth and do some commentary with us throughout the weekend. So we may have a special guest with him. And then maybe a few others. Might have a few secrets in my pocket. Of course, as well as our staples. I know Ada Leo is excited to get back in the booth. I know you guys love Ada, as well as Caroline Powell. And Ashley Benoit's in the house. And, you know, she's great on the stream as well. So lots of good stuff, and I'm sure we'll get Busy Bee, Miss Janet Atwell in here at some point as well. So you guys stay tuned. It's going to be a great weekend of pool. All right, so that ball in hand. really set Charlie up in a good position.
DJ hitting you up too.
All right, so doesn't go, man, Charlie and Lissette, they've been going back and forth almost every single rack. Sorry, guys, I had to mute myself for just a second. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, and this is the first time that, you know, these ladies are probably stuck in this type of environment. It's very stressful. I mean, there's a dress code, like all the things that the pros do, right? So, um, some of these ladies, this is their first experience with it, and then to go hill in your first match, tell me that doesn't stress you out. Nice tight match for everybody at home. Oh, right. And she got away with it, that they leaked past that side pocket. Um, Charlie's definitely got a shot at it. And what I like about Charlie, from what I've watched so far, is how smooth she is over the ball. She doesn't move. There's not a lot of body movement. Um, really, right here, this shot is just about controlling your nerves. Maybe shooting on your exhale if that's something that you've trained yourself to do, and just pocketing the ball. Try not to hold it. I'd probably just let it go back and forth. Yeah, well done. Big bounce, big bounce. All right, guys, that's a snapper. Everybody give them the snaps for that. It's a great shot. All right, so she's got to come with one more good one. Finish out this rack. Hopefully not two, but one for sure. Oh. All right, well done. She let the cue ball track forward a little bit. I think she was more focused on just making the ball, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let the cue ball leak down. It's like a nice shot into the side pocket. Mind you, Charlie was down 4-1 in this match and has made a really nice comeback to get in it and stay in it. This will feel real good for her if she's able to pocket this 9. She's gonna get, I think she might get away with it. That's a lot of distance. We'll see. Now the heat just transferred all to Lissette. Yeah, you see that face. She's like, oh boy. This is the tester. There is no safety play here. This is, you go for it. Rule of thumb, if the safety's just as hard as the shot, you just go for the shot. Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie's coming to the table, and she does have to make this. There is no concessions. We run it on the WPBA rules, so we're not allowed to concede. I do think at Hill Hill you can concede that 9 ball, but just to be safe, I think these ladies should just stick to it so that they learn all the rules properly. Wow, Charlie Simpson, congratulations. She wins 6-5 over Lissette Fernandez. A crazy Hill Hill thriller. I'm really proud of Charlie. She was down 4-1 and she never quit grinding for that win. So congratulations to her. She'll be advancing forward. Lissette's not out. She's just going to take the scenic route. She's going to try to get out of this stage 1 bracket through the B side. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to reboot and find out exactly what's going on for the next round. I don't know who's watching. Just stay. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to take a quick break and I'll move the cameras over to table 14. Donna Selman is competing right now. Let me see if I can get that scoreboard up for you guys and we'll roll over. I think I might stay on table 15 for the next match, which is Haley Marion, who I love dearly. I'm very excited that she's playing in this event. So you guys stay tuned and thanks for watching. All right, guys, I think I got a scoreboard set up for y'all. I'm going to take just a quick break. I'll play a little background music so you guys aren't bored to death. Let's see if we can get something rolling for you. And then I'm going to step out for just a second. I got to grab another cup of coffee, and then we'll try to figure out what's going on from there. All right, what's up, folks? Back at it. Looks like I came in just before the first rack was about to be done. We got the youngster, Haley Marion, everybody's local favorite. She's a phenomenal human being, versus Pam Perry. I don't really know much about Pam, but I know this is kind of Haley's home turf, her home pool room. She calls Janet her second mom. Love her to death. She's sponsored by Peach Hour. She's a good girl. I don't know how much she's playing pool lately, but it's cool that she's out playing in this event. She has played in a few WPBA events in the past. My guess is it's likely that she's going to fin this. Either Z should bank the 8-ball back onto this bottom short reel, or she'll bring the cue ball down to this bottom short reel. I don't know if she'll go offensive, and she may. She is. She's trying. I don't know if that was the right moment. That 8 was really close to the rail, which makes that bank a very difficult bank. Oh, and she lost the cue ball. Brutal. All right, so Pam Perry to the table. What's up, Politico? How you doing, bud? Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Spanner Austin? Hello from Ireland. Hello from Bristol. If you guys aren't already part of the chat family here at the WPBA or even at Borderline Billiards, go ahead and jump in the chat. Say hello. Let us know where you're from. It's a quick look at Michael Ishibashi. He is one of the WPBA timekeepers. Pretty good guy, all around great guy, does all kinds of things for Janet here at Borderline, and anytime we're at Iron City or Rail Yard for the WPBA events, he comes to help us out there as well. Good dude. All right, so Pam's got this shot on the 9 to take rack number 1. This is a race to 6, alternate break format. Oh. Misses the 9. She's going to lay it up. Haley says, just stay in front of the pocket. All right, and it has. Make sure if you're friends with Haley or Pam that you guys take a second to share this stream out to their social medias. There's a little share button. If you pull out a full screen, it'll be right there. Just click on that and share it to all your socials. Tag these girls if you're friends with them. We appreciate all the support. Let's try to get this stream up and rolling. I know a lot of people are staying up really late at night and getting up really early in the morning to watch some of the professional men's events that are going on the other side of the world. But if you are craving pool during the day, make sure you subscribe to the Borderline Billiards Brunswick Arena YouTube channel, as well as the WPBA Billiards on YouTube. That way you'll always get notified when we're live. We'll be here for the next 4 days, so make sure that you hit the little notification, the little bell icon, and it'll notify you whenever we go live. If you guys want to follow along with the brackets, it's at digitalpool.com. Just go to tournament link and search. You can search WPBA, you can search Brunswick, you can search semi-pro. All of those will lead you to the bracket. You can also follow along with all the live scorings. There's a link at the top once you find the bracket that says live scores, and you'll be able to see all the different scores around the room. Lots of ways to access this content. If you want to watch one of the outside tables, the feature tables are 15 and 14. If you want to watch any of the outside tables, you will have to subscribe to Borderline's digital pool subscription. I'm not exactly sure how that works exactly, but if you go to digital pool and subscribe, well, I don't know. I'm going to have to find that link for you guys. I'll work on that. Let me write that down. We'll figure it out.
An hour ago. You just go to Borderline Billiards, and you can go on the watch live.
Okay. So if they go to borderlinebilliards.com.
Or they can go to digital pool. If they bring up the public display on digital pool,
Okay.
it'll be over there, and it'll have like all the stream tables. They can tap on one stream table, and then it'll go into digital pool. And
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so there's a Greeny was filling me in on this. So if you go to digitalpool.com and you go to the live scoring, you can click where it says live stream. Yep, you can click where it says live stream, and if you click on that table link, it'll send you to where you need to go to watch live. So you can check that out, and it'll ship you through the subscription process. If there's an outside table you're interested in watching that's not available on one of the free platforms. All right, nice touch there by Haley. Oh, she really would have liked the cue ball to slow down. Now she's going to be cueing really awkwardly over the 9. And now this is also difficult because if she tries to roll this ball in, she could very well end up with no shot on the 5 if she tries to overpower it, which she did. She can cause a miss, and unfortunately for her, she did scratch. That's even worse than I think just missing. No love whatsoever. All right, so Pam's going to give herself some angle. She wants to have enough angle to naturally get across for the 5 or potentially draw out for the 5 in the side pocket. With ball in hand, she could get closer. All right, so she gets a little bump. It's a little bump. She's going to have to play this with a lot of follow. Track past the 9, back to the right side of the table for a shot on the 7. I don't think she can easily play it with follow and just end up on the 7. I think she's going to have to go to the rail and back out. We'll see here. Yeah, she did. She powered right through it. Well done. All right, so Pam's not trying to roll nothing in. She's just going to go for it. Good shot. Might have fallen a little flat on this 8. Wow. Sorry, guys. We got some chatter going on in the booth. Little back and forth chit chat. All right. Well done. Pam Perry's going to take rack number 2. Really, ultimately, I feel like she had a real good chance to be 2-0 at this point, but that weird scratch on the weird miss on the 9 ball for Pam. Not familiar with Pam, but it's nice to see her here playing in the semi-pro event. This is Brunswick Semi-Pro Tour. It is sanctioned by the WPBA. The winner of this event will have an opportunity to play in a professional event. I love that. And if you guys haven't, if you're just tuning in or you haven't been here yet, um, I love that Janet had the vision to try to establish a semi-pro tour that gives the girls a legitimate step, or the ladies a legitimate step into the WPBA. Also, along the way, it gives them some seasoning with the format. Like our formats are a little different. We do have shot clocks. We do have, there's the 9 on the spot. There isn't a break box, so they can break from anywhere they'd like. Um, there's just a lot of things that are different when you play in a professional event and a WPBA event that you don't or won't see at a normal tournament. And so this gives girls some of the seasoning that they need to come into that next echelon of players, because it's very daunting. And you'll watch girls who come in who are very talented come to the WPBA because they get a promoter spot, or they get an opportunity to play in a WPBA event, and then they get there and they're kind of like deers in headlights, freaked out. You're crossing you're rubbing shoulders with the best players in the world, and it can be very intimidating. So I love that Janet had the vision to try to grow some of these girls that really have, talent. And maybe when they do get the opportunity to play in a WPBA event, they'll have a little more seasoning under the belt. They'll be a little more comfortable in their own skin. And I just really love the fact that Janet had a good vision for this. All right, so what's up, guys? So we are in Bristol, Tennessee at Borderline Billiards, owned by Janet Atwell. All right, so a real good safety there. All right, so she's put Haley in a bit of a spot. This is not an easy kick. If by some chance she wants to go one rail at it, she could shoot as close to the 7 as possible and put some spin on it. She could do it that way. A little tough to do it the other direction. Let's go to the side view and see if we can't get a better look at that. Yeah, that's tough. So she's looking at maybe going at it 2 rails. You can see Haley, she's counting. All right, so a very successful safety by Pam. She's got ball in hand. Oh, a little too hard on that one. Yeah, I feel as though Pam was trying to shoot at the table in the next block with that shot. She hit it pretty hard. She did get, I think she got kind of away with it. I don't know that the four tracks past there. Look at that shot. Haley Marion coming with the combo. Right, 2-1. Haley takes the lead. Pam's getting ready to break rack 4. They are using the outspill template rack. They are racking with the 9 on the spot. This is a race to 6. Let's see what some of the scores are around the room while these ladies are racking. Brandy James has took a lead over Anna Marks, 3-2. Brenda Knott is up 4-3 over Nate Goldman, owner of Game On Gear. Semco is up 4-1 over Susan Shin. Marianne Merrill's on the hill over Jan Sessions at the moment. Donna Selman and I'm not sure if I'm saying this right. Lave is up 4-1 over Selman. Amanda Mann is 4-3 over Sandy Wilder. Amber Hubbard is up 3-1 over Yolanda Duggar. So those are some of the matches going on around the room. Pam Perry is going to be breaking. Back to our feature match. Yeah, they are using the break cloths. I'm not sure. I assume that they do that all the time here. I'm not sure.
Three-way break box.
Yeah, with the break cloths. New cloths. This event is sponsored by Championship. So all the tables have been redone. They're playing beautifully. They are Brunswick gold crowns. You can see the banners around the room. Peach Hour, Brunswick Championship, Blue Emu, which is owned by Kingsway Pharmaceuticals. So many Harper Entertainment, Hawkins Heating and Cooling. Some great sponsors to this event. In between Rex, we'll throw a quick sponsor thank you out there. If you're new to the channels, please subscribe. If you're watching on WPBA Billiards and you're not already a subscriber, please take the time to do so. If you're watching on Borderline Billiards, Brunswick Arena YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to that as well. Trying to help Janet build her YouTube channel. So it's totally free, doesn't cost you a penny. We appreciate the support. Yeah, these tables are beautiful. I have a story about these tables though. So the very first event that Janet had here was literally just as she opened. It was a WPBA event and all of us ladies are here. And I was playing on the stream table and I was playing Brianna Miller. And I'm playing well. I'm happy. I'm shooting the balls nicely. And every time I set my chalk on the rail, because it was the Teom, it would just roll off the rail. And I bet you I picked my chalk up 15 times. I was so annoyed. So now I have like a casing around it from Super Shot Billiards Supplies. I got a chalk magnet for my pocket, whatever, and it's got a rubber casing around it. And now I noticed last night when I was practicing that if I set that up there, it doesn't move. It doesn't roll around anymore. So thank goodness, because it would just slide off the rail. Because there's the rails have an edge to them. The wooden part of the rail has an edge to it. It's like a rounded edge. It's not a flat edge. And so every time I would set my chalk on it, it would fall. And I'm not kidding when I say I probably picked it up 15 times. You could go back and watch it if you want on the WPBA Billiards YouTube channel. But it'd be a couple years ago now. Yeah, I think is there 18 tables here? 18.
18.
Yeah, 18 9-footers, and then they have two 7-foot Brunswicks. Two? Oh, there's three because there is one downstairs. Yep, you're right about that. There's three 7-footers here they use for their ultimate pool leagues. So fun. They have foosball tables, dart boards. Yeah, good dart leagues. I mean, it's really a cool spot. There's like 3 levels to it, so it's really neat. There's 2 bars. The food is fantastic. So if you're ever in Bristol, come on down. Come check out Borderline Billiards. It's just such a great establishment. Staff is great. People are friendly. It's awesome. All right, so an attempted safety there by Haley. She let the cue travel too far forward. Pam's got a good opportunity here to tie this match up. The trick is really going to be how she falls on the 6 so that she can get to the 7. It's really going to kind of be the tail of the tape for this rack. Okay, so I think trying to hold the cue ball, she kind of decelerated in that final stroke. You can tell just from the few shots that she shot already in this match that Pam really strikes through the ball. She's got a very heavy stroke. Nothing wrong with that. I also have a heavy stroke, but it is hard for people like us who have a really heavy stroke when it's time to really slow roll a ball or smoothly transition through the shot. It can be a little difficult, and you'll see people decelerate regularly in that situation. So I think Pam just really knowing that she had to just roll that ball in. It's tough sometimes for people who really strike through the ball heavily. Super cute from our last match. Charlie, that was playing, who ended up winning. She was down 4-1 at one point in that match. I seen her in the hallway and on my way to go grab another coffee. And I said, "Good job on your match." And she's like, "Oh my God, you're Lonnie." She gave me a huge hug. And I was she was shaking. She was still physically shaking. So congratulations to Charlie again. What a great match for her. She was down big time in a race to 6 and made a great comeback. Haley's doing whatever she wants with the balls. Little noise there. All right, Pam's got ball in hand. Think she'll be just fine here with the ball in hand. She really just needs to make sure that she really gets on the 7 in the proper place. Personally, I like rolling this forward, getting to the 7 on the side and the opposite side pocket, but tracking the cue ball past this side. So we'll see if Pam going forward. Yeah, well done. Doesn't really want to land on the rail, but she's still okay here. I think she's fine just to roll it in. If she wants to get crazy, she can. She can elevate and stun through the ball if she'd like. Doesn't need to, but it is available. All right, so she just rolled it in. She's accepting a bit longer shot on the 8. This just got a little bit tricky. But I know she's got a big stroke. I've seen her use it already a couple times in this match. The problem here is that now she's really got to dig in. She's going to come. She wants to stay above that side pocket. So just a little bit of draw and slide the cue over. Yeah, she tried to get perfect on the 9 ball instead of accepting maybe a bit steeper, a little bit longer shot. I think the difference between the top echelon players and those girls that are still trying to get there is that a lot of times you'll see that they focus a lot more on the position of the shot versus the ball making. And when they get to that next echelon, they'll figure out that it's more important to make the ball and accept a more difficult shot than it is to get perfect position. You'd rather be at the table, right, than watching your opponent shoot a ball that you missed. So just something to think about going forward. Tons of pressure. Tons of pressure on these matches. You know, this is a big deal, and that's why it's so important that Janet established this semi-pro tour. Her partnering with Brunswick and Peach Hour and just really getting, you know, giving these girls an opportunity to get a little seasoning, get into a position where they learn the process, the format, breaking with the 9 on the spot, all the things that will make them successful when they get to the professional level. Really, really a very good idea by Janet. All right, a little quick on that shot, but she's getting away with it. She's got that cue ball down table. Left Haley about as tough as you can get. She's gonna have to really step into this shot. And you'll watch Haley. She's got a lot of training. She's put a lot of time in. She knows that she's gonna stay as still as she can. Yeah, she moved a little. She knows to stay as still as she can. She kind of came up in that last backstroke. Well, she's left Pam a tester as well. Maybe a little bit of nerves in the room. I can understand Haley being a little nervous now. Pam, I don't know her personally, but I do know that Haley, you know, she's, I believe she's going to college. She's, you know, she's just doing a lot of things with life right now. I don't know how much time she's got invested into playing pool. So that can be difficult. But she was a great young junior player. And if she really wanted to invest in it, she'd be a solid adult player as well. All right. She wants that cue ball to, or that 9 ball to stop rolling. All right, so she's left this. This is definitely a makeable shot for Haley. All right, Haley, she says, the ball's falling. I don't care. Great shot by Haley. She extends her lead to 2, 3-1 over Pam Perry. Let's say thanks to our sponsors really quickly. All right, and we're back in action. Haley Marion to break. So she does make a ball in the break. Unfortunately, she has no sight on the 1, so Haley just called the push, which is the right shot. All right, guys. So I didn't reboot the stream, so I know the title is a little deceiving. Um, but if I do it now, it'll kick you guys all off. So, and we didn't have a lot of time. The first match started late. The second match was ready to go. So I just left it. I'll split that up later for everyone at home. And I'm sure the guys from Borderline, their tech people will go in and split their views as well, split it by matches going forward. Obviously, I just can't do it right now. If I switch the title now, it'll kick all you guys off and start a new stream. So we'll be waiting. I want to say thanks to everyone tuning in. You guys, if you're watching on Borderline Billiards, make sure that you're subscribing. If you're watching on WPBA Billiards, make sure you subscribe to our channel as well as to the Borderline Billiards channel. So make sure you search that, find it, subscribe to it. We're trying to help them grow their channel. So if you guys could help us do that, we totally appreciate that. Greenie's wife is my favorite person right now. Just so you guys know that. We're going to introduce Greenie here in a bit too. He's just doing some behind the scenes tech work. Don't worry, you're going to have to put up with him this weekend too. All right, so she just brought me a gift, which is probably really bad for me, but I'm probably going to eat it anyway. From Southern Churn, which is an ice cream and candy shop across the street from Borderline Billiards. They're also a sponsor of this event, so thanks to Southern Churn. All their yummy goodies. I know that if you've ever seen any of the top ladies when they come here for the WPBA event, like Savannah and Sophia and everybody goes over and gets ice cream at some point in the weekend. Always, and you see pictures. They always post their pictures once they go get the ice cream. But that's at the Southern Churn. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Smells yummy when you walk in the door too. But if you ever get to Bristol, make sure you stop in and check out the Southern Churn. Right, nice strike by Pam there. And it looks as though she can go ahead and roll this ball forward.
That's the orange.
She's giving me more snacks, people.
That's the orange creamsicle. I didn't have that.
Oh my goodness. So, yeah, she can just go ahead and roll this 6 in. She stunned it, which is perfectly fine. It gets the cue ball off the rail. Now she's just got a bit of a tester on the 7. If she makes this and brings the cue ball back and forth, she should be okay. If she likes to, she can do a little drag draw on this, but she has to be careful not to miss the 7. So this is really a tricky shot. Yeah, I like that she did it. But she didn't take any pre-stroke. She just kind of got down there, lined her body over the shot, and then one-stroked it. So maybe something to be mindful of going forward is to make sure she's set before she follows through with her stroke. Good shot. Haley's got a bit of a tester into the side. I don't think it goes into the corner. The cue ball should be fine to come 2 rails out. She could even hit it with some pace and come around 3 if she'd like. She used 2. Nothing wrong with that. Back to the center of the table. A little past center. Should be okay, though. Should be fine. Oh. Every time I say that about Haley, she misses the ball. I'm going to stop saying that for her. She strikes the ball so good, though, so I'm surprised, really, some of the misses that she's had. Probably a little bit to do with lack of playing, and, you know, she's a busy bee, college girl and all. All right, there you have it. Haley sneaking another one out there, 4-1 over Pam Perry. It's going to be Pam's break. She's going to bring the Outsville template rack to the table. Yeah, so the score is 4-1 in the last match. In the first match of the day, we had Lissette was up 4-1, and Charlie made an amazing comeback. So wouldn't be surprised at this point in the match. Typically, we do see that momentum shift. So Pam could make a comeback right here. It's crazy how it works. I mean, you would think with alternate breaks that wouldn't happen, but it happens more times than it doesn't. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I see we've got some more viewers chimed in. Thank you, guys. If you're friends with either of these ladies, please share the stream to their socials. Let them know that they're playing live at the moment. Nice spread. Not a good look at the one, though, unfortunately. More than likely, she's going to grab the Outsville template rack and remove it from the table. There you go. That's a good one for the chat. If you guys are using a template rack when you're playing, does it bother you on the table, or do you move it off the table? Like, I move it just to the rail. It doesn't bother me if it's somewhere on the table, right? I just pick it up and move it to the rail, but so many ladies don't enjoy that. They'll literally pick it up and put it on the table where they're sitting. So what's your preference? Does a template rack bother you, or does it not bother you? Do you move it, or do you leave it? What's your preferences for all our fans at home? All right, so she plays for the push. I think the 6-7 does line up for a nice combo into the corner pocket, so that's not a big deal. Really didn't cause any chaos there. Haley's gonna try to snug her up to the 4-ball. Well done. Very well executed. Move it. Patricia said she moves the rack. She doesn't like it on the table. All right. Frank says he's going to leave it on there. He's going to assert some dominance. I think some of these ladies might fight you if you left it on the table. That's how much they dislike it on the table. It doesn't bother me a bit. But you know, I also grew up in a bar, and I think that when you grow up, I didn't like grow up in a bar, but my family's owned a bar my whole life. And so like chalk on the table or any of that stuff doesn't bother me a bit. Like I don't see it. Last night I was hitting balls with CJ Wiley, kind of warming up, getting used to the tables because I'm always working. And him and I were talking about it, and while I was practicing with him, we would break, and if I had to shoot a ball, I would just slide the rack over. I left it right on the table. Like, I would just move it around the table. Like, it doesn't bother me a lick. But some people are very sensitive to it. I'm not going to name any names, but some of our elite players, they hate that thing on the table. Me, I don't care. I'm too laid back for that stuff to bother me. All right, so a nice stun follow by Haley there. Well executed. Okay, 2 rails out. Well done. I think the 5 does go in the side. We'll get a good look at it. She can just roll this forward. She's stunning it. She's not even messing around. I think Haley's kind of done with it all. She's made a couple mistakes and gotten away with it, so she's like, Hey, Jamie Hackney, we see you. Yep, we see your chats. This is the first one that I've noticed, though. Oh, hi, Jay. Yeah, Christy. Oh, this girl right down to the end. She gets always something happens right there at the last few balls for Haley. She's looking at the potential safety. I've seen her kind of look down the table. She can thin this ball, bank it to the middle diamond on the short rail, and try to get the cue ball down to the other short rail, potentially even behind the 9. That's always an option as well. Or she can, I can't tell from here if she can be offensive and bank the 6 back at her. Totally a preference. It's not on the rail, so she should be able to. But I think the safety is a little smarter play, just like that. Well done. She probably would have liked to have gotten the cue ball a little bit more down on this bottom short rail. All right, Pam. Coming with a great shot on the 6. She needs a solid tap if she's going to tap it. Don't lose the rock. Oh, man, this girl. Oh, she's not allowed to concede. She did. I don't think she was available during the meeting. That's an automatic loss of game, which is fine. Haley's not going to say anything about it, but if one of the directors seen that, I think it'd be an automatic loss of this game and 1. You get deducted 1. In the WPBA, you're not allowed to concede. So going forward, if any of Pam's friends are watching, let her know that Haley's never going to turn that in, and Haley may not even know it. But if we're following strict WPBA rules, no, I'm sure. I think they're probably talking about it because most people know it. Like, most people do know that that is a rule if they've played in any WPBA events. But Haley is so sweet. She's never calling that. Which is fine. I mean, whatever. She already lost the game. That's bad enough for Pam, you know. She's probably already beating herself up. But if anyone's friends with Pam, they might want to give her the heads up that that's no matter how upset you are, you have to let them take ball in hand and shoot the 9. A top player will take that from you, and they will take the other rack as well. They will absolutely take it. All right. Haley Marion to break. She does make one. She might even get a good look at the one. Oh, she can see it. I don't know if she can make it, but she can see it.
Never had that one before.
All right, so she can thin this one. Now, of course, Haley can push, but pushing when you can see it is probably not the smartest idea unless you're going to scratch or something, but really you should play the safety. So if she can't make it, oh, Haley, girl. All right, so that is ball in hand to Pam. So basically where I was going with that is she should have just thinned it, banked it to the top short rail, brought the cue ball around 2 rails under the 2. Tried to get that cue ball back down table, leaving the 1 on the top short rail and the cue down here, the bottom short rail of your view. But kind of a mute point since she fouled. I think she's laughing at herself. Her dad is actually sitting by her in the stadium seats. He's all the way to the left. I was really happy to see them. Personally, they're just wonderful people. And he's probably making fun of her right now, is probably what he's doing. All right, so Pam has ball in hand. All right, so just pocket this. She doesn't have to do a lot. She can draw it a half inch or so. She doesn't, it's not relevant and not necessary. She can 1 rail this back out, shooting the 3 in the same pocket if she'd like. Just a basic center ball stroke. Doesn't have to do anything fancy. Or she can 1 rail it and shoot the 3 in the top right corner. Preference, for sure. Wow, she had some juice on that ball for it to die off the rail like that. think it's smart. She kind of looked at the path from the 4 to the 5 to kind of get an idea of where she wants that cue ball to be. After she pockets the 3. All right, she wants that cue to slow down. Oh. Well, a lot of oomph on that stroke. Pam has a very nice stroke. She shoots the ball very well. All right, so 3 rails around. She gets a little clip off that 6, ends up really well. The only thing she probably would have preferred is maybe a little more cue ball. She's just gonna roll it in, no problem whatsoever. Now here, you just got to put a little draw stroke on it. You just want to pinch the cue ball just a tiny bit so it doesn't travel. You don't cut the 6 too much like she just did. She put a lot of cut on it. She's trying to swing the cue ball over. And when you add unnecessary movement, you take a chance of missing the ball, right? So, which has happened. I don't know Pam personally to know. She looks really familiar, so I probably have seen her before. But how proficient she is with her jump cue, but she's going to the air. I think she'll be fine. Pocket this in the right side pocket. Oh, she drains it. Sweet. Good shot. I was going to say, usually if someone has a really strong stroke like Pam's, usually they can jump the balls without problems. So, well done. And here she really she can draw back if she wants. She's maybe a little nervous or whatever. I think I would focus more on just pocketing the ball, maybe with a simple stop shot. She doesn't have to be perfect because the 9's makeable. Yeah. So I also have this where I hit the ball very firmly. And when a table has brand new cloth, the pockets will play a little tighter than normal when you hit them firm. In a day or two, those pockets might accept that type of stroke, but for now, it's going to spit it back at her. So something just to think about going forward. All right, there you have it, folks. Haley Marion has defeated Pam Perry 6-1 in round number 1 here at the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro Tour Bristol Classic Stop. Here in Bristol, Tennessee, we are at Borderline Billiards. All right, guys, thanks. I am going to reboot before the next match. If you guys want to know what's on the stream tables, currently at the moment we're covering, this is 15, but we also cover 14. So make sure you subscribe to Borderline Billiards before you go. Also to the WPBA Billiards on YouTube if you are not already currently a subscriber. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and you are watching the Brunswick WPBA Semi-Pro Tour.